Anthony Hartwig, Ty Bartell. We are here with our first spring sports preview of the season, and we had to start it all off with the state champion, returning state champion, Austintown Fitch. Whew. Steve Ward joins us, and I think he's still smiling from last June. I think he still is. Coach, how we
Uh,
doing today?
we are doing awesome. It's going to be 65 degrees and sunny out today for our scrimmage versus Ursuline. So we are blessed to be able to be outside on our field, get a scrimmage in, and really start this 23-24 season off proper.
We are going to go down your roster and preview the schedule and the season and all that fun stuff. But we have to talk about state championship last year. We really didn't get a chance to have a long conversation with you after that game. One of the things I want to ask off the top is what have been the last couple of months trying to transition from obviously celebrating a state championship to regathering and refocusing on, okay, and now that's kind of meaningless and we have to go do it again.
Well, I think that's the biggest question that everybody asks in the off season is, what do you do next? How do you separate one team from the next? Because that, 2023 championship team, holy mackerel, those seniors between Caitlin Mitchell, between Lauren Lannerman, Ashley McLean, Maddie Butis, and McKenna Hogan, while like their leadership is so hard to replace, but we're back at it for the 24th season, and we have two seniors this year, and their senior leadership has been great, and it's filtered all the way down. So, we pretty much enjoyed the moment, and we enjoyed everything that Austintown and the surrounding communities did for us, and we're very thankful. We're very humbled by all the support that we got, and now it's time to change the chapter and write a new one and see what we can do.
It's refocusing. Ty, we're all refocused. We're ready for spring. So now it's time to just go through your roster. Let's break it down. Let's see who to expect out of Fitch and who you're expecting obviously huge seasons from.
Okay, so we're going to start with the people that were in or sitting on the bench of the state tournament team, and back in the circle for her junior year is Sydney Watson, stronger than ever, and leadership has gone through the roof because of now she's an upperclassman, and the experiences she went through during the summer. Just we cannot wait, to showcase her out there both in the circle and in the box, and behind her looking is Kylie Folkline, taking over that catcher's position. And that's a big role to fill with McKenna leaving. But, Kylie and all honestly, Abby Toth, who is our first baseman, they're both vying for that position. Both are super strong, super powerful with their arms. And, we're excited to see that competition. Moving around the horn there, Sam Severn is looking to take over second base right now. And what a contact hitter she is, really puts the ball in play and has added some strength and, had a great basketball season along with Kylie Folkline. So we're excited for her. Another person that led the basketball team in a lot of statistical categories and leadership. And, oh, by the way, a YSU commit and, probably had one of the biggest hits or plays in any sport in, sports history at Fitch is Ayla Ray, and she's returning for her senior season. Rachel Spalding, again, basketball player, had a phenomenal season. She's looking to come out into the outfield. And how could I ever forget Morgan Roby? Just a firecracker, full of energy, contact percentage 950, 960, 970, somewhere around that range. What a great tournament run she had. Lily Stevens is coming back stronger than ever, looking to take maybe a DP spot, some first base time. Miley Somerville and Juliana Farmer are looking to get some more pitching time this year, and that rounds out who was on the state tournament team. And we have some newcomers coming, and one of them is Kayleana Ray, who is a two-sport letter winner already, both in volleyball and basketball. And what a statement she's making during her freshman campaign. Joining her is Miana Jorge, and she was coming off a JV season where she did really well, but really dedicated herself to getting stronger, dedicated herself to travel and hitting. Tommy Watson's been coaching her up on the side there, and she's really making a strong performance. Another person that came into our program this year is Vita Kelty, who is a senior, and she's looking as a left-handed pitcher to get some time and, good slap bunter, good person to put out there and create some havoc. Rounding out some of our younger kids is Annie Bada, Lexi Butis, Kylie Mitchell, Carly Chanel, and Veda Burt. They're all strong people in contention for coming off the bench and doing something. So we're really excited. And one thing of turning that page and stepping forward is creating a very competitive environment to where everybody knows spots are open and everybody knows that, hey, you're going to compete. And we've really embraced that.
Coach, you've also embraced that person over player mentality. And that's one thing I love about this team in particular is how their personalities are able to shine. We kind of know the character of each one of those kids. But going into this year, favorite for a repeat state champion, your Max Preps Ohio team of the year. You're in the top 10 nationally ranked. So with so much focus on the player aspect, how do you still keep that person over player mentality when it seems like all the news, all the outlets are really caring about the player aspect?
The wonderful thing about our team is they keep it kind of on the back burner. And, everybody knows that, maybe this came out or that came out. And we're very thankful for everything and the attention that we're getting to, our program, our players, and our community. For them, though, it's another day. We're putting our shoes on, we're getting to work. And, that's what I love about this team mentality that we have. It's, we're very excited for these rankings, but we also know that we have to show it out on the field. And to complement that in the person department is, we have those one-on-one conferences. We have those grade level conferences where we sit down and talk, where we do those mental health check-ins of, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Any big tests coming up? Or we do physical check-ins too. And, how's your arm today? Okay, everybody's arms are a little sore today. We're going to back off on the throwing. We'll adjust our practice plans on the fly. So it's a constant communication to let them know that we value them both on and off the field. And, the players value us as coaches both on and off the field as well.
All right, Coach, let's talk about this schedule, and it does not get any easier for you, and I think that's obviously on purpose. When you are a team that it has the dreams and aspirations that you have to test yourself. Man, get started with Canfield right off the jump, and then it doesn't get easier after that. Talk about your schedule. We'll start with the AAC. Canfield's not the only team in there. Boardman and Howland also very talented rosters. Warren Harding as well. Talk about your conference and what you expect out of it this year, trying to win it again.
Well, I tell you, Warren Harding always throws their bats out there. They're never afraid to step up and swing, and they're doing a heck of a job with their program out there, year in and year out. They're becoming progressively better, and that's a compliment to their coach. Boardman, Coach Moots, I have all the respect in the world for him and what he does out there in Boardman, and he has Torrey Strines returning and Davies returning, I believe, and then he's got kind of a newer crop of varsity players. And knowing Coach Moots, he's going to have them ready. There's no doubt. Out in Howland, I think they're going to be a team that makes some noise, very much so, especially after their previous scrimmage. And, I've heard nothing but great things about Brooke Tater coming through the offseason, working hard, getting better, getting stronger. And, they're going to be a tough team for sure. And like you said, on the spotlight, right out the gate is Canfield, for our second and third game. And from all reports, they're rocking and rolling again, too. And we're excited to see them. And we're thankful for such great competition early on.
I joked with you before the season started. I was like, hey, you guys got to play Canfield at YSU under the lights because you're going to run out of time, We want you guys to play into the night. It should be a primetime showdown. But yeah, that's going to be fun. Ty, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good, brother. You're good. Coach, we're going to talk about that the rest of the schedule as well, and it looks like you got a lot of those similar non-conference opponents that you're featuring. But one thing that's similar again, a lighter schedule than what we usually see in the softball realm, and it's kind of one of your mentalities, coaching mentalities, to kind of lighten up the schedule, and it's starting to kind of gain traction amongst other teams too. Obviously, because of the success. What are you seeing from the non-conference schedule this year, and how it's going to prepare you for a tournament run?
Well, in the out-of-conference schedule, we start out with Lakeview, and, they have a really good pitcher-catcher combo out there. And Max, I got to coach her in the YSN All-Star game, and what a talent she is. And, really excited for that. And then we go down to Myrtle Beach for 5 games. And, we played one state champion, one regional team, and, a few others. So our competition down there is really tough, and we really enjoy it. And then we have Paynesville Riverside. What a great relationship with Coach Ross out there. They always bring a well-coached team. We're actually headed to them this year. Same thing with Aurora. Petrash is back on the mound, and she's still committed to Kent State. And then, to finish out kind of the big season is Champion again. And Coach Weaver is just a class act of a coach, and she always has her team ready to go. And to comment, Ty, in terms of, we're allowed 27 games, and, right now I want to say we're scheduled at 19 to 20. And so then you look at, the tournament games included, you could be up to 27 if everything goes, hopefully well and everything. And then you look at 27 games on a pitcher's arm and players' arms, the mentality of getting up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, because high school ball, if you get some bad weather, you could be playing 6 games a week. And that is very mentally and physically taxing on the girls. And we just don't see the benefit of trying to stack a schedule and get 27 games in and, do double headers on the weekends. Like I said, we really try to, honor our team and the hard work that they do and make sure that they get 2 days off a week. That's a priority for us. And it really stresses me out if, we can't do that, because again, you're looking at high school is a marathon where it starts in February and then ends at the beginning of June. And, we want to be our strongest in the end of May and beginning of June.
The other thing I see, Coach, is it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, right? So if something's going on in the season, you realize your team needs a little bit more reps, or maybe there's a big gap because of weather between the end of the regular season and the tournament, you have games left to schedule that you can call up coaches and be like, hey, we have 20 games, we can get one in, and we're not even close to the OHSA regulation. So if you need an extra game or a couple extra games, you have plenty of wiggle room to go and grab them if you need them for whatever reason. Does that also benefit you?
Oh, absolutely. Because then, you're not locked into something to say, well, I have 26 games. I could, do I want to fit one here, if, before districts or before regionals or, in between the semi-regional and the regional final. It gives you all that sorts of opportunity. And, it just allows us to dictate what we want to do. And I think that's the biggest thing is we try to make sure that, again, we honor our players and everything that they do and schoolwork on top of it, because we have so many kids in NHS or going to be in NHS that it's a grind. So we want to respect them as much as possible.
I want to give you the chance to shout out the rest of your coaching staff. I know not a lot of changes in that. It's always you're bringing back a great crew, but coincide with introducing us to your coaching staff too. Also, just let us know about after a state championship win, does the task work for a coach double? Does it triple? Like what is it going into this season for you and the rest of your coaches?
I tell you what, our coaching staff, we love them to death. We've been together for such a long time. And, we truly respect and love one another, to the fact that, any opinions we listen to and, we go with it. So, our hitting coach, Bobby Jones, he's been with me 14, 15 years. And, the girls call him Grandpa because he's a grandpa now, and he sometimes looks a little grumpy. And, he does a heck of a job just kind of managing the kids in the box and little tweaks here and there. And then, Coach Becky Spalding, again, I told you guys last year that I think she could be a college level pitching coach and go somewhere big if she wanted to. And we're so fortunate to have her here. And, that sentiment remains true is, we're lucky to have such an experienced coach there. And then Coach Nicole Fiddler, what a dominant person she is in terms of creating travel leagues. She does a great job in our outfield for us, gets those girls ready, and she really does a great job managing the dugout and all the personalities in that dugout. So when you see some of the craziness, she's the one that has to either say, okay, hey, we need to turn it up, or the bad messages, we need to turn it down just a little bit. We're getting yelled at by the umpires or something. And, JV wise, we have Jerry Bruff, and, they come up to varsity. We all work together, and also volunteering is Rich Raymer, just, an all around great crew. And, someone we added on this year as part high school coach and then in charge of developing our youth program is Tommy Watts. And we're really trying to get that together and really not create like a league or just a camp, but we want something on a weekly basis that these kids could come to and get great instruction and development. So we're really excited for that prospect and opportunity that we're trying to work forward with.
Big fan of Tommy Watts too. Big
Absolutely.
fan of him as a person as well overall.
He's a spark plug, man. When you look at the pitchers that Coach Spalding has coached, you might just call her a college coach anyway. I mean, everyone knows Lydia's doing her thing at Penn State. Obviously had a great weekend last weekend, and
Yes.
and Sid's going D1 in the ACC. So you might as well just say, for all intents and purposes, she's a college pitching coach anyway. Coach, I want to ask, this is going to be a question that's going to be scary to a lot of the people that have played you guys for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Great players find ways to always be better, get better, improve on something. In what ways has Sydney Watts gotten better or found ways to improve?
We talked about, last year we talked about, I was so excited to see her maturity process of just both physically getting more mature and mentally getting more mature. because that's the aspect you want to see is that growth. So what I'm really impressed about, obviously her physical skill is phenomenal, and she her speed, which I'm not going to say, just regularly pitching is just phenomenal, just when she isn't even trying hard on it. And so her physical development has been great. Her mental development has been great. Like I said earlier, we're really looking forward to her taking on a leadership position this year, that she's an upperclassman. She is, a big time D1 commit. And, obviously she controls the ball every pitch. So, seeing her development and just become that one more step to a college player is just amazing. And she puts in the work all the time. She goes to her pitching coach Ed Beavers all the time, and works with Becky all the time. And it's amazing to see how she's just developing even stronger.
One player I want to highlight, I know you mentioned her too, but I mean, I've been quoted as saying one of my favorite high school athletes, period. Ayla Ray, coming back this year, senior year, one of the best swings, one of the best, I think, all-around hitters I've ever seen in high school softball. What's it mean coming back her senior year? What improvements have you seen in her swing? And I mean, I'm sure that's scary for opposing pitchers as well.
Well, I tell you what, she is just so strong right now. And she is a leader through and through. You look at the smoothness she has out on the field. Like I said, I have no doubt that she's the best shortstop in all of Ohio, and I'm really excited for her to continue her career at YSU. And in the box, like you said, Ty, is there a better two-strike hitter? Just someone that is calm, cool, knows how to manage her at bats when she gets a little bit down in the count, which isn't too often. And then if a pitcher misses a pitch and tries to come middle in on her, whoops, she got that power to rock and roll.
Don't do it. Scout report. Don't leave it middle in.
Please do it.
No, do it. If you're Coach Ward, do it. If you're any other coach,
we
maybe
were
not.
Throwing
maybe
front
not
toss
try.
yesterday, and so throwing front toss to the kids, and oh boy, we always try to work outside on our kids, outside, and my arm's getting tired, and so I just throw one inside, and oh my God, she crushed it. It almost went over our scoreboard, and I was like, yeah, I missed the inside pitch on that one.
Oh, missed.
So yeah,
missed your spot, Coach.
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure you heard it from your pitching staff.
Oh, they let me know.
I want to talk about the new battery. Obviously, last 2 years, McKenna Hogan and Sydney Watts, their relationship has been talked about. It was so good. Kylie Folkwine, a great catcher, catches a lot of great pitchers in her travel leagues. What have you seen from their relationship even growing even more now as a new battery?
I mean, they've known each other for, over 10 years now, that they've been around each other. So the relationship is forming quickly. The bond is forming quickly. They're starting to get to know the nuances of each other. And that's the biggest thing, is to where you have to know, what the other player wants. And that's just a relationship that develops on the field. It takes time. So, any new relationship, you're going to see some things that, maybe you didn't see when kids know each other for 2-3 years. But that's fine. That's all the process. And I think one of the biggest things that, Kylie brings is an understanding of the game as well, because she's a mature player too. And, Sid's maturity, I think you're going to see a great time out there. And also don't discount Abby Toast. She's going to get behind that plate too. And she's a strong person as well. And, in the off season, while Kylie was playing basketball, Abby caught Sid quite a bit and did an excellent job with that as well. So we're excited to have some depth and to be able to do that.
Coach, I'm excited to get back out to the ball field and see the team this year get up in the perch. I also want to give you the opportunity to give one more shout out to the Fitch softball and YSN super fan. He sits up in the perch with me, Googs, Bob Gugliotti, your PA announcer. He's there with you guys every step of the way too. I wanted you to give him some love too for the Fitch softball team.
I tell you what, I don't think anybody knows Fitch lore, not just softball, but Fitch lore overall, than Bob Googs. He is, I've seen him at almost every volleyball game, every basketball game. He is all around, and he'll be able to tell you Fitch history like nobody else. I'm sure you're aware, Ty. And he just comes down because he just loves being a part of it and loves being around the team and announcing the games. And we're very thankful to have him because, the kids all love and respect him. We're welcoming him back for another season, and we can't wait.
And he follows your league, Coach. And one of my favorite things about you is supporting all the athletes across the YSN family. Compete against them all you want, but at the end of the day, you guys care about the athletes down there at Fitch. And Bob Gugliotti is always commenting on everything YSN posts, whether it be Fitch or someone else. And we love that you guys take the time to support all the athletes across the YSN family.
Well, I tell you what, we know so much what these athletes go through with, again, their travel schedules, their individual coaches, their high school. Many of these girls that I know, they're in honors classes or AP classes or CCP classes, getting that college credit. So, they put a full day in at school, go to practice for 2 hours or longer, come home, and they got about 3-4 hours of homework, and then try to have a social life. So, seeing how these kids just succeed over and over and over and over. They say success leaves clues. Look to a lot of the kids in the YSN family that you guys shout out all the time in all sports, and you're going to see common denominators. And that's what we point to with, some of our athletes, especially our younger ones, is say, look to our older girls that have a lot of success. And maybe not just success in a batting average wise, but success in life. And they know the direction and they know where they're going, because that leaves clues on how to be successful.
It's the reason why every year we have at least somebody in the state championship in some sport at YSN, and every season, I should say, not every year, every season. That's even more incredible. Had state champion wrestlers, had state championship bowlers, now hopefully a couple of state champion softball teams and baseball teams as well as track runners coming into the spring season. Steve, thank you for opening the door into the spring season with our first preview. We wish you the best of luck this year. We can't wait to talk to you real soon.
Always love talking to you guys and can't wait to see you guys live. And, good luck to all the spring sports out there. Wishing you nothing but the best.